The great Albert Einstein once said that peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. Obviously, Mr. Einstein here has never met Lady Tone, who was just shown in a recent infographic as the most used Titan in Titanfall 2. Seeing as how Tone is so popular right now, here's a quick guide on how I believe he can be used with the most success. Of the 6 Titans currently available in Titanfall 2, Tone stands out as the most utilitarian of them all. Having an Atlas chassis means that he has the average movement speed and armor, in addition to a strong defensive particle wall, an easy-to-use 40mm cannon, tracking rockets that don't even need to be aimed, a built-in sonar system that reveals enemies within range, and of course, the devastating salvo core. To me, he's like one of those military shovels. It can do everything you want a shovel to do, dig a hole or kill a man, but with more rockets. Bad jokes aside, enjoy this quick rundown of Tone, courtesy of Hammond Robotics. Tone's primary weapon, the tracker cannon, is great for taking out ground soldiers in one shot, as well as clearing buildings with its explosive radius. Each shot on a Titan will apply a partial lock-on, and after 3 hits you can unleash the malicious tracking rocket. The sonar lock will highlight enemies through walls and on your minimap. The particle wall allows you to block incoming damage while not limiting your ability to punish enemies or move around. Use the salvo core to launch an immense barrage of missiles directly at your opponent, or use the smart aim to go around the enemy's defenses. Now, I really haven't played Tone that much, so I'm going to give you the best interpretation that an inexperienced Tone player can. Smooth, integrated use of all of Tone's abilities makes him one of the deadliest Titans at all ranges, and allows a good player to single-handedly hold off an entire enemy team at a choke point. Let's go over some individual strategies of Tone's weaponry. Firstly, Tone's sonar pulse is best used frequently. The more clear image you have of the enemy's location, the better your chances of outplaying them. In objective-based game modes, pulse can be used to expose enemies that may be sitting on an objective, and can be easily followed up by the 40mm cannon to flush them out. Using the pulse as often as possible can be the difference between your team winning and losing the game. If you give your team the ability to see enemies across the map and through walls, they're certain to play better. You can use the sonar pulse in tandem with the particle wall to better lock down objectives and choke points. Next is Tone's main payload, the tracker cannon. Not only is it a generally strong weapon, but it also is much more versatile than many people realize. It has the ability to directly one-shot pilots and do good sustained damage to Titans when combined with tracking rockets, but it also has good range of splash damage. This splash damage can be used to shoot around Titan shields from both Legion and Tone, but cannot shoot around the flame shield from Scorch or the vortex shield of Ion. If an enemy is ever behind a corner, you can simply shoot the ground and get a lock-on to unleash tracking rockets their way. This splash damage also allows Tone to mark multiple Titans at once, which allows you to take on more than one threat with relative ease. The core of Tone's damage output is reliant on the tracking rockets. They have no cooldown and only rely on a full lock-on to be launched at an enemy. Since these rockets track, they can be used effectively with or against cover by curving the rockets around corners or shields. All of these abilities are strong, but it's Tone's defense that makes the Titan shine. The particle wall can be used to great effect in most situations with smart positioning. Tone is one of only 2 Titans in the game that has the ability to be simultaneously offensive and defensive. Using the shield in every engagement is key to survivability as Tone, as well as situational control. Finally, Tone's salvo cord lets you deal a large amount of damage in a very short period of time, and when used correctly cannot be easily avoided. The rockets release track directly to where you put your crosshairs, allowing you to put your payload in the sky, and then watch as it bypasses enemy shields or cover from above. Now onto kits. Tone's kits will change up the way that you play, either offensively, defensively, or more of a supportive role. The first one we'll touch on is the Pulse Echo. Very straightforward. When shot, the sonar will pulse again a few seconds after the initial impact, remarking enemies and double marking Titans for lock-on. Next is Rocket Barrage, which adds 2 more rockets to your tracking rockets. Who doesn't like more rockets? Assuming that all rockets hit, this will equate to a flat damage boost whenever you hit anyone with your tracking rockets. Enhanced tracker rounds make any critical hit on a Titan mark them twice, meaning that if you pulse an enemy and then hit them with a single crit, you can immediately hit them with a Rocket Barrage. Critical locations are highlighted in red when looking at an enemy. Like Rocket Barrage, this will net you more rockets shot per game, which is always a good thing. Now, Reinforced Particle Wall is my personal favorite. I believe that a good defense makes a better offense, and survivability is important in this game. An enhanced shield can take a full barrage of missiles from another Tone, whereas it would normally blow right through a shield. It can also absorb a good amount of damage from a Legion and completely discourage most other Titans. In the Angel City update, Respawn added another kit, Burst Loader, which makes it so that when you ADS with the 40mm, shots stack up to be released in a 2 or 3 round burst. I personally don't like this one. Tone's 40mm is great the way it is, and this kit actually reduces the rate of fire when ADSing if you're not bursting. I'm not sure if this was a bug or not, but it is noticeable, and will mean that your time to kill against other Titans will go up. As far as playing against Titans, it's pretty straightforward. Stay at medium and long range, and put damage on anything that shows its face. If you're in close range with another Titan, just put it in reverse and keep up the fire. Dealing with a flame shield or an energy shield, you can't shoot around it, so just stop firing and wait for them to drain their energy. The Legion will be your biggest threat, as he can easily shred Tone's particle wall and punish you, so stay out of his range as much as possible. Finding your own style of play and using all of Tone's skills effectively in combat is the difference between a good Titan and an amazing Titan. Hopefully this breakdown helps you play Tone a little better next time you call in for a Titanfall. Just wanted to add in a quick thank you to any new subscribers on my channel. Let me know what you guys think of the content so I can make tweaks along the way. Next up I'll be doing a breakdown on Scorch, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that and let me know what you think.